And more chance!
This are not thine elder matriarch station.
Hello everyone. How's it going? Happy Friday. Thank y'all for being here. Hope you're doing well. We've got quite a few things going on tonight. So we're going to start work on our first Arsenal miniature from the Arsenal Miniatures game, which is basically a very small scale Titanfall type game. And so I picked these miniatures. I picked this miniature and another miniature, another couple miniatures up at Adepticon, and have not, been slowly been working through some of the miniatures we picked up at Adepticon. Here's another guy with a giant machine gun, specifically designed to take out the Titan equivalents in combat. And then this is one of the Titan equivalent pilots. They can get out and do all the wall running and parkour stuff that the Titan pilots can in Titanfall. I've got the rule book. Still need to read through it and really digest it, so I understand kind of like a lot more of the theme and everything. But the miniatures are really cool. They're very similar to Blackout miniatures. If you've seen the game Blackout, they're very, very similar in tone. Blackout's a little bit more near modern, but they all look really cool. So we're gonna be jumping into that. Hello, Cook Crafter. How are you doing? Feeling Objective. How are you doing? Welcome on in. So in addition to starting work on this particular miniature, we're also going to be doing our Wolmendoot giveaway today. We've been waiting for that for a little while, making sure that we had plenty of time to give people to sign up for the giveaway. And we're going to be doing that tonight after the community spotlight. So if you have anything that you want to show off, anything you've been working on miniature-wise, that you want to show off in a community spotlight, tonight is the night that you're going to have a chance to do that. You just throw what you've been working on into the work in progress section of the Discord, and you'll be set. You'll be ready to go. Or the completed projects, either one of those. Both of those work just fine. Got a few of those to go. We'll usually, when we're starting out here, we'll usually paint for about an hour, and then we'll go into the community spotlight. So that way we give people plenty of time to join the stream, to hop in, hang out for a little while, decide if they want to show anything off or not, and then we pop into doing the rest of it. We need spotlight, and then afterwards we'll do the giveaway. The giveaway has been centered around Discord, so people that wanted to enter the giveaway have a section in Discord where they can enter in the giveaway, and I've recorded everybody who's entered in so far. I'll do one last check before we do the giveaway to make sure I'm not missing anyone. So if you have not entered into the giveaway on the Discord yet, it doesn't cost anything. You just have to go into the appropriate channel and type in Wolmendoot with your username there, and that way I know to add you into the random drawing. So nice and straightforward. Try to make it easy. Try to make it accessible to everybody, regardless of what platform they're on. They can all just pop into the Discord rather than it only being valid for Twitch or only being valid for TikTok. It's if we've got it centralized in Discord, then everybody can access that, and no one has to be left out because they're not on the right platform. Next week I'll show off the table I built. Excellent. That'll be great. That'll be awesome. So yeah, we've got plenty of stuff to do tonight. Plenty of stuff to cover. And then if you do win the giveaway, I will message you on Discord to make sure that we get in contact. I'll direct message you on Discord, so keep an eye out for that. And then you'll give me the shipping information. If you are international, if you're outside of the US, I will ask you to help cover shipping. So I'll get you a shipping quote, and I'll ask you to help cover it, because shipping outside of the US is very, very expensive. Last time I shipped something to the UK, it cost $50 to ship. It was a single miniature. So I will not ask you to cover the entire thing. I will ask you to cover part of it. Or if you win and you're in the UK and you've got a 3D printer, you've got access to a 3D printer, I will secure the STLs for you. Or I'll figure out a way to do that. We'll figure out a way for you to get the STLs. Either I will buy them for you, or I will give you the money to buy them, whatever it is, because I want to make sure that you guys get something out of the giveaway. I don't want anyone to lose out on it if you win and you're not in the US. If you are in the US, then we'll ship you the miniatures, and if you like them, then you can see about the STLs on your own. But they are pretty cool. I had a lot of fun in painting them. I've got some more that Wolmendoot, that Mike and Minis is getting ready, and they're gonna send me a couple more to paint eventually here, and they're pretty cool. It's a couple of monsters that I'm pretty excited about. Hey, Lord Odin, hello, how are you? Let's see, how's everybody else doing? Anybody working on anything tonight? How's everyone's individual hobby projects going? Anybody doing anything cool? It's got a lot of armor, a lot of armored panels, as one would expect. Somebody who jumps out of their armored vehicle and runs around and careens off all of the terrain in the area, like a Titan pilot tends to do. You gotta protect your toes, gotta protect your knees and your elbows and your shoulders from slamming into walls as you're free running. So we'll make sure that those are a slightly different color here. We're just doing general basic color mapping at this point. Did brown everywhere because I want that to be kind of the main color here, but then he's got more rigid pieces of equipment and armor that I'm going to do in a warm gray. And then, of course, he's got, webbing and stuff like that for his other equipment, and we'll make sure to pick certain parts of that out in other colors. But this setting tends to be a little bit more kind of semi-realistic in terms of paint schemes and things like that. So having super bright paint schemes, things like that, might not fit as well within the general tone. But of course, we get to do whatever we want, right? We get to decide on exactly how we want that to look, and I am choosing to go a little bit more subdued, I guess would be a term for it. Subdued in color. Hey Pikmin, how are you? I'm gonna try and paint more of my Nemesis Claw. Excellent. Wonderful. My girlfriend is pregnant with triplets. She won't let me call them all Alfarius. That is truly unfortunate, fear me. That is truly unfortunate. It sounds like you should have double checked that before, before getting her pregnant, because that seems like it would be a pretty important thing to make sure that you can name the children Alfarius. It seems like that should have been something you should have both discussed. I'm sorry to hear that you lacked the planning. That's truly unfortunate. Now, if she refused to let you call them any of them Erebus, I could do nothing but applaud. Nothing but applaud her choice. Erebus is a toolbox. And I'm a Logar fan. Like, I'm a Word Bearers fan. Like, the Word Bearers are my Chaos Space Marines of choice. But Erebus can go die in the heart of a star. Not a fan of Erebus. I thought it was twins. It originally was going to suggest Gork and Mork. See, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. You sent a pic of the Ragnar you just did, Lord Odin. Is that in the Discord, or did you send it someplace else? Oh, I think I see it. Yeah, I see. I just saw it. Thank you. Thank you for calling my attention to that. We'll make sure it's part of the community spotlight when we do that in a little bit here. We'll make sure we go over that. We're going to do community spotlight in about 40 minutes, a little over 40 minutes, because we're going to take a break first before we do community spotlight, and then in the community spotlight we go over stuff that people have been painting in the community and what they've posted in the Discord. So that is that is something we will be doing after our first break. I like seeing what everybody's been working on. It's always really exciting. Get our light umber out. Got our warm gray and our light umber, so we can start working on working some of this stuff up. It really helps to have like a range of colors when you're painting. That way you can do things like start picking out volumes and start doing midtones and highlights, just so that the different shapes that you're working on will kind of stand out and look more three-dimensional. And this all takes a little bit of refining to do, so if it starts out messy, that's okay. It's all going to start out messy, and then you just work on refining that. And refining it can be adding in details, and there's lots of small little mechanical details on a lot of these pieces that are getting covered up by the paint right now, and that's okay, because we can work on bringing those details back brighter and make them more visible later on after we do all of our kind of our basic work. So you don't have to do everything all at once. If you're working on a very complex surface, don't worry about a lot of the smaller details right off the bat. Focus on the big shape and getting that defined, and then you can come back in later with other paints and really work on defining those individual details. So like for instance, there's a ooh.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Oh yeah. So there's a divot here that's got some mechanical and some other details in here, and I'm not worried about this right now. I can come back in and refine this later, but overall I wanted this highlight, or I wanted this mid-tone to take over most of this. So I just focused on adding in that mid-tone, and then later with all the areas with the rivets and things like that, I can come in and work on those later. I can redefine those and clarify those later. But right now I'm trying to just get the general shape of everything base coated and got a mid-tone going, start working on the light just a little bit here, and then later on we can come in with shadows and things like that to make that more visible. Same thing with this helmet here. So this helmet is primarily like a sphere, right? And it's made up of a bunch of different panels. So I'm not really worried about the different panels at this time. I am imagining the light is coming from above, and so I'm just going to treat this helmet as a sphere in its entirety. I'm not going to worry about the different shapes, the different details, at least not right now. We'll worry about those later. I am coming in with a lighter warm gray color and just working on highlighting that as if it is a single solid sphere, ignoring all the details. Those can be worked on later. It's a way to help prevent yourself from getting overwhelmed. If you've got a highly complex surface, focus on the general shape first, and then you can start focusing on the tiny little details. You're breaking down a visually complex thing into simple geometric terms, and then you will just work on defining those more and more into smaller and smaller details. But don't let yourself get overwhelmed by trying to do everything all at once. That's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to make this a lot easier. That looks awesome, sir. Hey, thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate that. You're looking less beardy than usual. I mean, I trimmed the beard down a few days ago. You gotta trim the beard every now and then. You can't be going around looking homeless all the time. Only some of the time. Okay. Highlights coming from up there. And just here, because there's so many folds and things in his leg, all these details, I'm just kind of going in. I'm ignoring all of those more detailed areas. I'm just painting these as if it is smooth and non-detailed. I'm ignoring the buckles. I'm ignoring all the folds. I'm just laying down highlight as if his armor is just smooth, like a smooth geometric shape. And then you can come in and define a lot of that stuff later. I can make decisions on, you know, how much to do, where to put shadows back in and things like that. I can do all of that at a later time, but right now we're just kind of sketching in a lot of the light. So you might hear the term sketching if you are researching more about miniature painting, and that is the process of just defining where the brightest highlights are going to be. So this is kind of a semi-sketch because these are not the brightest highlights, but we are using kind of a sketching point process here to define where some of the highlights are going to be, or at least where the midtones are, and then we can, you know, expand those out to more and more highlights. Is this a Warhammer miniature painting, sir? It is not. This is a Skull Forged miniature for their game Arsenal, which is a Titanfall type game where you've got very, very small groups of soldiers fighting alongside of the equivalent of Titans from Titanfall. They come in from orbit, you know, they land, they're driven by pilots like this guy, just like in Titanfall, but it is a miniatures game rather than a video game. And this is a pilot for one of those. I will eventually have a Titan, or I forget what they're called within the game of Arsenal. But yeah, as far as Warhammer goes, we did just finish painting this guy, this Wolf Spear Space Marine. We just finished a couple weeks of streams painting him, and I'm very happy with him overall. So we do paint Warhammer as well, but I also tend to enjoy and play smaller scale, smaller indie games, not just the big giant games like Warhammer. I actually haven't played 40K in years, or Age of Sigmar in years. I've kind of given up on both of those. The worlds are great. Like I very much enjoy the worlds. I love painting the models. I'm just not interested in playing the games. Not anymore. And there's nothing wrong with the games per se. They just don't fit kind of what I'm looking for in a game anymore. I'm looking for something a little bit less time intensive, if that makes sense. I prefer, if I'm going to spend 5 hours at a game store playing a game, I would rather spend that 5 hours playing that a game 2 or 3 times than one game once. So that's one of the major reasons that I don't play. I just don't really play 40K or AOS anymore. Is they take too bloody long. I'm just not interested in continuing to invest that time. Does that make sense? Might not make sense to everybody. And that's okay. Doesn't need to make sense to everybody. Hey Romans, I need to prep for Sunday D&D tomorrow. Got to figure out some details of the citywide ritual about uses. Ooh, very cool, Cook Crafter. I'm considering painting my Arena Rex cohorts. Really? Why? Why are you thinking about doing that? I mean, I don't. You know, you do what you want to do, man. You are You are the master of your own ship. I'm just curious, like, why have you, has your painting style changed significantly to where a repaint will better represent your style, or what's the plan? What is motivating a total repaint? Been looking in this solo game called Haywire Modern. I don't think I've seen that. That would be really cool. Can you tell me anything about Haywire Modern? I've not heard of this. I am always curious about different types of solo games, because the developing solo game mechanics is fascinating to me. Modern Warfare game with AI mechanic, miniature agnostic, can be played on smaller 3x3 area. Oh, that's very cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Always interested in miniature agnostic and either solo or even co-op games that have AI, because not AI in the terms of like the data center AI. AI is in terms of there are rules for individual. There are rules built into the game for to determine how NPC miniatures will behave and react to player miniatures that don't, it's in such a way that it doesn't require like a game master to be controlling them, or it doesn't require it doesn't require two players to trade off. You know, on your turn, your opponent controls the AI, and on their turn, you control the AI. It's more of a, hey, you know, if your character is doing X, the AI will do X, Y, Z, and it just kind of it becomes you versus the game, or you and another player versus the game, and I think that's interesting. Okay, yeah, those are more magazine pockets there. Let's see. You could do better now? Okay. More like updating all the paint jobs. There'll be the models. I'm thinking of more updating some of the models with new techniques, like how my skin is better now, so I'll update their look. Gotcha, Pikmin. Understood. Yeah, that makes sense. Has anybody else tried dipping their toes into some more like smaller scale or independent small miniatures games like Frostgrave or some of these other smaller ones outside of like the big GW and some of the other bigger companies? There's a surprising number of indie games out there that play around with some really interesting ideas. I have Frostgrave and Rangers of Shadow Deep and have read both books but haven't played either yet. I've got the Rangers of Shadow Deep book. I have yet to read it. I picked it up because I knew that I wanted to do some research on more indie games, and I just haven't read it yet. Have you? When you read it, what? Any thoughts? Any thoughts on? I know you haven't played it, but do you have any thoughts on Rangers of Shadow Deep? Do you recall if it's got an AI system or how it dealt with like monsters and NPCs? That's the thing I think I'm the most fascinated by right now is games like Blackstone Fortress, stuff like that. They all have, they've all got a basic AI system in them, or a basic, opponent or adversary system in there that controls exactly what actions the NPCs take without human intervention. But so many different games approach that in a very different way that it's interesting to learn how different game designers kind of anticipated that to work. And I think it can really reflect a lot about how the game designer thinks about the game, whether or not the game is supposed to be pretty brutal and aggressive, or maybe a little bit more relaxed and adventuresome. If the NPCs are hyper aggressive as well as being hyper deadly, then you've got a very specific vibe of, oh, this is supposed to be really nail biting, white knuckle ride. These are hyper aggressive NPCs, so you gotta really buckle up for this, as opposed to it's a fun little adventure. We're not really taking it too seriously or worrying about it too much. Your figs of fire. Hey, thank you so much. You also have Idols of Torment. That's one I don't have yet. I do want to pick that up, but I think the new edition's coming out, so I wanted to wait for that. If I remember correctly, there's almost a flowchart procedure, so if a condition is true, take this action. If not, check the next condition. Gotcha. But there might be some special enemies that have rolled options I can't remember. Gotcha. I wonder how cumbersome that becomes, because it seems like a flowchart could become very, very cumbersome very quickly. But I could also see how it, if there's a lot of different possible situations, a flowchart might be the best way to do that. But it just seems like that could get very cumbersome very quickly. Noticing that there are belts and buckles on both sides of this boot, or this boot here. Sorry, I was off of camera there. Let's see. I have Cyberpunk Combat Zone by Monster Fight Club. Haven't gotten around to playing it yet. Nice. Yeah, I've got the Danger Girls for that and the Edge Runners for that. The models are really cool. But in the idea of it being a turnless system, like there are no like set turns where everything resets. That's really interesting to me. I kind of like that idea. There are, individual characters can take reset actions where they reset the types of actions they do, but there's no defined turn 1 complete, begin turn 2 for the entire board. If your characters have done all of their actions, and then the next action they could do is kind of like a reset, where they reset their action abilities or their action economy. That's really interesting to me. I'm so used to 40K and Age of Sigmar and the old world and original Warhammer Fantasy and even Warcry and a lot of these other games where there are distinct turns. Right? You activate your character, I activate my character, we go back and forth until all the characters have been activated, and then that's turn 1. And then we kind of roll off for initiative to start turn 2. That type of a rules layout. Whereas from what I remember in Cyberpunk is there is no overarching turn. What's the word I'm looking for? No overarching turn anatomy, if that makes any sense. What is this? What is the game? I think it's Cyberpunk Combat Zone. No, we weren't talking about Arena Rex. Although it's good to know Arena Rex has a flow chart for. No. What we were talking about was NPC actions. Yeah, systems to control NPC actions, Pikmin. So, like, if you're playing a solo game or if you're playing a cooperative game like Blackstone Fortress or some other games like that where there's a cooperative element or a solo element, there has to be a system that controls the NPCs, right? Because you don't have another human player or you don't have a GM who's controlling those NPCs. So there has to be some kind of decision-making system built into the game for the NPCs to use. And Cookcrafter was just talking about Rangers of Shadow Deep, how there is there's a I think it was Rangers of Shadow Deep, how there is a system in there that's a flow chart that allows you to go through and check off, okay, are the NPCs in this position? Yes or no? If no, then it goes to this, and then is a player character within line of sight? If yes, go here, and then it tells you what action that NPC would take. Type of deal, which I think it covers a lot of bases, covers a lot of possibilities, but it also sounds like it could get very cumbersome very fast. And I know there are other games out there that have similar types of setups, and I'm just curious about that. And we were just chatting about that a little bit. But the what you're talking about with the Arena Rex and the flow chart based on successes, things like that. That reminds me a great deal of Guild Ball, because Guild Ball had a certain flow chart for a number of successes. You could There's some abilities that you could do if you got certain types of successes or a certain number of successes, and then you could choose to make certain maneuvers. It sounds like that system's very similar to what Arena Rex has. I think Arena Rex was around first, so that's a really cool idea. I did read a little bit about the rules for audience participation, or like glory dice or something with Arena Rex, and I think that's really cool because I want to work in some form of audience participation in the gladiatorial in Kill Clock, which is one of the games I'm working on. And so I've been looking at that as well. But I also want a way to do like solo seasons in Kill Clock as well, so that people can just play on their own if they want to. So that's one of the reasons I've been looking at lots of different both solo rule sets and also how different companies do, or how different rules writers have written that kind of NPC decision-making matrix. Some of them are very simple, some of them are very complex. It's really interesting to see how different people think about it and how they implement it. Yeah, choose your own adventure as a game. Yeah, kind of, absolutely. Is Guild Ball good? I'd like to. I feel like, given my line of work, I should play it at some point. I think it's really good for certain types of people. It was hyper competitive. It's mostly a quote unquote complete or dead game at this time. You might find some small groups of people that still play it, but the STLs are available through Steamforge. But I don't think they're not developing for it anymore, and they're not going to be releasing retail models for it anymore. That's been true for a while, last time I checked. But they did make a lot of the STLs available, so you can print those out, and the rules are available. So it is a complete game. So I would think of it more like it's more in the stage of like Mordheim is, where it is no longer supported by the company, but there is a community that supports it. And I don't know if they're continuing to develop rules for it, but they are, as a community, are still playing it, still printing the models, still having fun with it. But I've heard really good things about it. I played it for a little while, but it was more competitive than I was interested in, so I didn't get super into it. Let's see. Yeah, Guild Ball. Let's see. What I like is Scion First Edition. Each action has a clock cost, 1 attack and 2 clicks. Okay. What is it? What are you painting right now? This is a pilot for a game called Arsenal, which is by Skullforge Studios, and it is, think Titanfall, but on the tabletop. And so this is a pilot outside of his Titan equivalent. The Titans have a different name, but this is him outside of his Titan equivalent. In each turn, move the current time up 1 click until a player NPC is on this section. One attack takes 2 clicks. Okay, that's interesting. Bad game, but how do the NPCs decide what controls their decision on what action to take? I just got my Escher gang, and then I see this mentioned Necromunda. Oh, fantastic, Onibi. Eschers are awesome. Just got my first 40k combat patrol. What do you think about Gene Stealer cults? I think they're really cool. Now, I don't play 40k. I have not played 40k since, like, I played one game of 7th, and I was like, yeah, I'm not interested in this anymore. I still paint the miniatures. I still collect the models, because I love the world and I love painting them. I'm just not interested in playing 40K anymore. It could pass as an ODST. I can see that 100%. But the Gene Stealer cults are really cool. Like thematically, they're fantastic. They speak to kind of the slow uprising of the working class against their oppressors type of thing, and it's leaning into that a whole lot, which I think is really interesting. Kind of like a different way of the working masses rising up against the oppressors, in this case the Imperium. Whether you think that's a good thing or not, it's another way to do that without making them all, chaos cultists. It's really cool. And they look awesome. Like they're all in mining gear and stuff like that. So they're all, miners and people that work that are, basically they're the ones that keep the Imperium going, those miners, and just the idea that the Gene Stealers find their refuge within those oppressed masses. Just in a very similar way to the way Chaos does is really interesting. It's just another bit of hey, here's some semi-political commentary about how people will rebel against those who oppress them. But also, it's not good if the Gene Stealer cults win. Like, they don't win. They take over the planet, and then the Tyranid fleet comes and still eats them up. Like, it's almost also talking about like the futility of it. It's interesting. I played 5th edition all the way up until 7th edition, and I played Chaos Space Marines that entire time. Played multiple different types of Chaos Space Marine army. I first started out with Rubric Marines. Now, at the time in 5th edition, the Thousand Sons didn't have their own rulebook. That is very recent that they have their own rulebook. Every Chaos Space Marine army, regardless if it was World Eaters, Emperor's Children, Death Guard, regular Chaos Space Marines, Red Corsairs, or Thousand Sons, they were all in a single book called Chaos Space Marines. And then you got to make decisions about how you were building your army and what units to use. In 5th edition, if you wanted Thousand Sons, you would pay extra for cult Marines, which were Thousand Sons cult Marines. So there was a specific type of Space Marine or Chaos Space Marine called a Thousand Sun Space Marine or a Rubric Marine, and it had a certain points cost. And then you could also, there was nothing that stopped you from having Thousand Sons, but then you also have Death Guard or Death Guard cult Marines in the same army. There was nothing that stopped you from doing that. 5th edition was pretty loosey-goosey when it came to Chaos Space Marines. There were no cultists, there were no plague zombies, there were, Lucius and Typhus and, the different Chaos Space Marine heroes. But again, they were all in the same book. They didn't have their own separate codexes. It was cool, but I like the fact that they all have their own separate codexes and own sets of models now. It makes it much cooler, in my opinion. All right, we've got about 3 minutes before our first scheduled break. During that break, we will stop painting. I will get up, walk around, hydrate, use the little wizard's room. I recommend you all do the same thing. And then when we get back, we will get into the community spotlight and start looking at stuff that the community's been painting over the last couple of weeks, because we didn't stream the last 2 Fridays before this, so we've got a lot of stuff to catch up on. When that's done, we'll be doing our giveaway. Giveaway is free to enter. You do have to enter you have to pop into the Discord and enter the channel that is for the Wolmendoot giveaway. That is listed in the Discord, and you enter in your interest there by entering in Wolmendoot under your name. There are instructions in the channel there, and we're doing it all in Discord because I am streaming across multiple platforms, and I don't want any one platform to be excluded over the others. So if you're interested in entering in the giveaway or seeing more information about the giveaway, go ahead and pop over into the Discord and give it a gander. But we'll be doing our community spotlight first, going over all the different stuff people have been working on, and then we'll take a look at the giveaway. Hey, Captain Toad, how are you? 2 minutes before we take our break. I got to get going, but I feel my eyes closing by themselves. Time for bed. Thanks for the stream. Have a good evening. Thanks for being here, Cookcrafter. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful sleep. Captain Toad, how are you? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Thank you for popping in. We are taking a break here in just a second, so I will disappear for a little bit. It is not you, I promise. It is timing. Doing good things. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Doing well. It has been fairly warm here in the Portland, Oregon area, so I've been trying to stay cool during the day and then just enjoy the warm evenings. Those are very pleasant to sit out in and just hang out. But it has been pretty toasty for the last couple of days. Today wasn't too bad though. Today wasn't bad at all. But there have been a couple days where it's been in the high 90s within the last week or so, and that was not fun. I feel that this Midwest heat has been awful lately. Yeah, that's unfortunate. All right, everybody, we got about 30 seconds before the break. So just a heads up, repeating myself, we are going to go into a be right back screen. There'll be some music playing, and feel free to take that time to just sit, chill, relax, check out the Discord if you want to show off anything you've been working on. We're about to do the community spotlight after this, and then hydrate yourself, get some water, walk around. We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes.
Off my mind, can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind. Every night I talk, every night I dream, every night I wonder what it would be like to come on in, yeah. Come on in, yeah, coming home. I wanna shut my eyes when I realize that your disguise is full of lies. Can't get you off my mind. 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 Every night I talk, every night I dream, every night I wonder what it would be like to come on in, yeah, come on in, yeah, come on in, yeah, come on in, yeah, yeah. I gotta tell you something, gonna lose my faith, yeah. I gotta be honest with you, gonna lose my faith, yeah. Can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind. Every night I talk, every night I dream, every night I wonder what it would be like to come on in, yeah, come on in, yeah, yeah. When the night falls, when the night falls, when the night falls, I'm coming home. I wanna shut my eyes when I realize that your disguise is full of lies. Can't get you off my mind. 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 Every night I talk, every night I dream, every night I wonder what it would be like to come on in, yeah, come on in, yeah. Come on in, yeah. Come on in, yeah, yeah. I gotta tell you something, gonna lose my faith, yeah. I gotta be honest with you, gonna lose my faith, yeah. Can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind. talk, every night I dream, every night I wonder what it would be like to come on in, yeah. Come on in, yeah, yeah. When the night falls, when the night falls, when the night falls, I'm coming home. I wanna shut my eyes when I realize that your disguise is full of lies. Can't get you off my mind. Can't get you off my mind. Can't get you off my mind. Can't get you off my mind.
All right, we are back. Let's see. Everybody doing okay? Hey, Dig Batty, you made it into Brush for Hire's Friday IG Reels segment. Your brush look was amazing. I didn't know that. That's very cool. Thank you for letting me know, Dig Batty. Was that tonight? Was jamming to that music? That is Thorn Haze. One word. Screen share. Thorn Haze. Right here. And that is a cigar box guitar, electric, like amplified cigar box guitar. Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good music. Pretty good. Back and better than ever. Hey Gus, how are you doing? Captain Toad, yeah, that's Thorn Haze, just in case you missed that. Hopefully you can find him on YouTube, and I believe he's on TikTok too. That's where I found him first. I've been finding lots of really cool music and cool musicians on TikTok, and I've been trying to feature them during my beginning screen, and then when I'm taking breaks. Do my little bit. Do my bit to bring some attention to some cool artists. When I was 12, I bit a cigar box guitar with my grandpa. Oh, that's so cool. On Friday, he goes through cursed IG reels that his chat sends him. Legit, the meme of Lito snap his finger and pointed at the TV. Wait, it's not a cursed meme. I mean, I guess it is kind of cursed, isn't it? It's not as cursed as it could be, but it's not a truly cursed reel. Come on. What brush do you use on the minis jacket? I use a few different brushes. I have been testing these Golden Maple synthetic, or is it Golden Braze Sable brushes, and I've been testing them for about 2 months. This is the brush I've been using the entire time, and they're okay. They're okay. It's for the first little bit they work just fine, but now they're shedding hairs. It's shedding the hair, and I've used the same brush exclusively. So I am going to do a review on it, and I think they're better brushes for reasonably the same amount of money. It doesn't even have a sharp tip anymore. So, and I'm not super hard on my brushes. Do you recommend that? I don't. I actually don't. These are fine, but for the same amount of money, you can get better brushes. You could get Monuments Kolinsky sables. They're synthetic sables, or you could get Game Envy's Kolinsky sables for about the same amount of money. I do have some Foxbite sables on the way. They should have been delivered today. I think they got delayed, and I'm going to be testing those. But the Golden Maple, they're okay. They're not awful by any means, but they're also they're better options that will last longer. Yeah, they all got delivered today, so they're out in front of my front door. Need to pick those up. And then he taught me how to make a diddly bow. Google did that for sure. It's amazing. I'm not sure I want to Google something called a diddly anything. Yeah, there's no worries. Like, they're not trash by any means. They just don't last very long, and that's why I bought these myself. Because if I had agreed to accept a free sample from them, I would have had to create a review within 14 days, and I wanted to try these brushes out for longer than 14 days, so that I could see how long they last. After 2 months, are they maintaining the same tip? Are they shedding hairs? And unfortunately, within a couple of weeks just before the 2-month mark, the hairs started to break. They started to shed. You can see how they're kind of like bent at right angles there. That means that they're brittle and they're breaking. So I just broke a couple of them off. The hairs are not very strong, and I'm not tough. I'm not rough on my brushes. I'm very, if you watch how I paint, I'm very light. I'm very delicate about how I paint. So I'm not destroying the brush by any means. The hairs just don't last very long. So I don't think they're pure Kolinsky sables. And if they are, they're not good quality. But they're decent, They're okay. They're just not going to last you very long, and I think there are better brands out there. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Tara, how are you? Happy Friday indeed. It is a homemade guitar from plank of wood, an old glass mason jar, thick gauge. Oh, that sounds interesting. 1 wire. Oh, wow. Okay, that sounds cool. All right, let's get ready to do our community spotlight here. So I'm gonna we're gonna bring this up, and we're gonna go into so we're going to go into works in progress first, and then we'll go into the completed projects. Man, there's a lot in here. Okay, so there's the Phoenix Hawk. And then we've got some, I believe, Minotaur. There's no, we covered all those. Did the Phoenix Hawk in those, so I'm going too far back. Did the Nurgle? I need to designate when we've done something. Media link. Okay. Some Jaegers. Here we go. There we go. Arasaka themed paint job for a mech. And then we've got the completed War Auger. Crazy skeletal beetles. Don't recognize these. And we've got another Minotaur. Got some Goliaths. And love seeing some Necromunda. Mad Cat. Ooh, what is this guy? I got to get these opened up so that they're easy to scroll through here on when I do my screen share. Pigman, you said you post an update before stream tomorrow. Did you have an updated set of pictures for your competition piece? I don't want to ignore anything new that you've put in the works in progress. No? Okay. Gonna grab a few of these at cool angles and take a look at them. He's looking gorgeous, man. All right, let's take a look at these. We're gonna start out with the works in progress. Boop, boop. First, we have some Votan, I believe they're called Jaegers. It's the kind of the scouts or the forward special force guys for the Votan. I love their long cloaks. I have the miniature of the month of them that I need to base and start working on. But these guys look cool. I like the analogous color scheme. It's got a lot of warm browns and yellows, all very close in terms of value. But their hues are different enough to make sense, but they're still analogous. And then you've got the pops of blue. Very nice. I like, and the neutral grays. I like that. I like that color composition a lot. It makes the blues pop really well. The blues make the orange pops. Everything else is neutral and stays. Love the fact that one of them is an Ironkin. Love our Ironkin brothers and sisters. Very cool. Like the bases. Very nice. See who is this? Oh, I'm on Velvet Knight. Very nice Velvet Knight. Next we have Royal Paxton. Come on, go back. Alt tab like I told you to. Royal Paxton is doing an Arasaka themed battle mech. Very cool. Nice edge highlighting, nice punchy red with a really punchy green. That looks great. Yeah, let's see. Very nice. Love seeing some BattleTech. That BattleTech was my very first miniatures game. I never had the money to buy the miniatures because they were all metal at the time and kind of spendy. But that was my first, with little cardboard standees and everything. That was my very first miniatures tabletop game. Loved it, and read all the novels. I'm starting to read them again, but like at one point, like BattleTech was my thing. Like that was my thing. Oh, love seeing BattleTech. And let's see. This is Angsger. This is a War Augur for Warcry from the Mount Haven faction of dwarves. I painted this model, and this is a beautiful rendition of it. Love the base. The base is amazing. Love the colors. The yellow and the teal is something that I did as well, but you added in a bunch of orange and pinks as well, and it doesn't look overly busy. That's nice. You've got some neutral grays in here and some neutral browns to help break up the colors. It doesn't look overly busy. It is certainly colorful. It is kind of on the edge, I think, of being a little busy. But it's not overly so, especially since the pinks are tied into the base here. You've got green tones here that are kind of tie into the teal and the yellow a little bit there. But I think that the pinks feel at home because of the flowers. Whereas the yellow and the teal kind of find a home within the greens here. Kind of helps to harmonize. The orange is a good pop color against everything else, even though, you know, there's nothing else that is within that color range anywhere else. It helps to give it some pop. I like it. And you've got some dark linings and some neutral colors, so everything reads as separate from one another. The yellows, non-metallic metal works with the yellow undergarments here. So, you know, none of these feel utterly isolated, and orange is big enough that it's almost like a statement. I like it. It's very colorful. Everything seems to, all the different colors seem to have a purpose. So it doesn't seem overly busy. Yeah, properly vibrant. Absolutely. The base is fantastic. I love this. Yeah, this is really, really nice. Well done. Here's some other angles of it. The back, yeah. See, this just works. It works really well. Okay, so here we've got some kind of death's head beetle or something. This is from Schneider. These are cool. These are for a D&D game they had coming up. It looks like they did 4 of them. 2 of them flying, 2 of them on the ground. These are cool. Does anyone know what monsters these are? I don't know what monsters these are anymore. They look like they would be called some kind of like death head moth or death head fly or something like that. I don't know. They look really cool. I like the bone. Very nice. All right, we've got another Minotaur Space Marine from the Minotaur chapter, I believe, from the last time. Love the bronzy look. Nice bronzy, bronzy true metallic metal. Looks really cool. Very intimidating, especially when you know they're Minotaurs. The Minotaurs are scary. It might be a Sturge. I don't know. I thought Sturges were more mosquito-like. Here we've got some Goliaths in progress. A lot of hammers. A lot of axes. That's ridiculous. Oh, this is a conversion project where who did this? I remember they were talking about this last stream on Tuesday. Gus. This is Gus's project of using Goliaths as an orc kill team. I believe it's the orc tank hunter kill team. That is possible, Dig Batty. Absolutely. Yeah, the Rekka crew. Thank you, Gus. Yeah, this is a converted Rekka crew using Goliath Necromunda figures instead of orcs. I love this idea. I can't wait to see them done. I can't wait to see them completed and painted up. This is an awesome idea. Melee and Demolition Masters. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, here we've got a Mad Cat. Love me a Mad Cat. Nice classic Mad Cat layout. PPC large lasers, LRMs. It's got the small lasers underneath the chin there. Kind of the iconic clan battle mech. You know, for the longest time, as long as I can know, like the BattleTech like iconic mech is the Mad Cat, but that's a clan mech. So there was a long period of time where BattleTech was a thing and the clans hadn't been introduced. It was purely Intersphere, the Great Houses versus the Great Houses, and I don't think they had a kind of an iconic mech at that time. But when the clans came in, they kind of made that the iconic clan mech. That's interesting. Love me a Mad Cat. Very nice. Now this, I don't know what character this is. Is this from, does anyone, this is also from Snyder. Does anyone recognize, is this a Necro, is this a Mordheim model? It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's 3D printed, so maybe it's a 3D print, purely a 3D print, but it looks really cool. And here we've got it primed and then dry brushed, and then it looks like it's been contrast painted, like almost slap chopped, and then a little bit of dry brushing afterwards. So I like this purple. This purple's turning out pretty good. And you know, if this is the fastest way for you to get your stuff on the table, do it. Slap chop serves a purpose. And puppy. I mean, this is always happy to see the puppy. Very nice. Very nice. And here we've got one of the new armored fighting vehicles for the Imperial Guard. Looks like there's been some conversion work. I'm interested to see where this is headed because I'm seeing some stuff cut off. The wheels look like they're a little broken, or they're just doing a really heavy sharp turn, but I'm interested in seeing where this is going. I love these little armored fighting vehicles and the half tracks that they've made for the Imperial Guard. Oh, these look cool, but it looks like we're still early days here. And here's Pikmin's progress on one of his competition pieces. She is 140 millimeters tall, so she's 14 centimeters. Which is that'd be what, like 6 inches? It's 2.4 centimeters per inch, right? Am I remembering that? It's 2.2 pounds per kilogram. It's 2.4 centimeters per inch. 14 centimeters, half that's 7, less than half of that. It's like 5 inches tall, something like that. Am I getting that conversion correct? Yeah, she looks like actual skin. I mean, Pikmin's a genius when it comes to skin tones, especially dark skin tones. Like, so you've got all this orange up here, and then you got into more red here. They've got all of these subtle color variations based on the light, based on subsurface scattering, based on how many blood vessels are close to the surface. There's so much that goes into skin, and he is so very good at it. Oh, here's her from farther back. Like, just look at that. Look at that. She's gorgeous, and I can't get over her hair. Just the fact that there's so few miniatures out there that have like really complex ethnic hairstyles and things like that. It makes me really happy to see this, just because it's so different, right? It's different. It's got different texture. You're going to paint it differently, and she's just gorgeous. So I can't wait to continue to see this continue to be developed and worked on. Now, I swear there were more. Is this a new miniature? It looks like it's the same, but I swear her belt and stuff was much more complete than this in the past. Are these older photos? The skin is still incredible, but I swear there were more completed photos of her in the recent past. The first one was a 75 millimeter. Okay, so this one's double the size, basically. Okay, I gotcha. So it's the same model, bigger version of it, new and larger. Got it. Thank you. I was confused there. It's like, am I just going crazy? I could be going crazy. I was not going crazy, in fact. All right, so saw a lot of really cool stuff. Thank you guys for sharing. Let's go over to completed projects. Go back. See, there's the Helldivers, there's the Orc, Siege Studios Captain Chapter Challenge. Oh, okay, cool. Let's open that. And Snyder's got some bunch of battle cows, which look awesome. And we've got Skillytones. Tell you what, Snyder's working on a lot of stuff. He's been sharing a lot of photos. Appreciate that. Then and grab these, open these up for people to see. Snyder's got a lot of stuff they've been working on, and then we've got Ragnar here, and then there we go. Okay, cool. So there we go, our completed projects. Let's pop in here. All right, this is from Siege Studios Custom Chapter Challenge. It's very cool, nice, clean, kind of very tactical looking Space Marine chapter. Got the unit symbol on the knee, probably the roll on the other knee, and then the chapter symbol over here. Combat blades over a skull. Nice gold. Very cool. I could see this going very much kind of like a Raptors. I know how you feel. My city has 3 core game being played. 40k Horse Heresy and Old World. Horse Heresy died with 3rd edition. I'm not interested in either of the other two, so I'm stuck with a huge army. Oh, that stinks. That stinks, Preotur. I'm sorry. I'm surprised that Horus Heresy died with the... Is that the latest edition? Sorry to hear that that died, but hold on to your army, because, you know, as editions change, people may come back, or as an edition ages, people may come back. So, you know, there's always the possibility that people will start playing again. So don't get rid of your army. Just put them away for a little while. See if something else pops up. See if other people using other game systems for Horus Heresy. One Page Rules has some pretty good systems that you could definitely, you know, fit Horus Heresy into, but I wouldn't get rid of your army just yet. You know, don't do that. But I'm sorry to hear that your community kind of died away there. This is Snyder, some battle cattle. These are cool. These are cool. Very unique beastman type of army. Bunch of very angry heifers. Love the little pink there on the udder and on the nose, and just very angry facial expressions with the ring in their nose. The musculature is really interesting. Definitely like semi-human, but definitely not human. I don't even do cows even have abs like this? I don't think they do, but they definitely made them look humanoid, but very strange looking musculature. It's pretty cool. There's another angle here. I do like the fading of the white of the, you know, the cool creamy white into the gray, into the black. I think that was done really well. Yeah, latest edition. I couldn't sell it. No one wants to buy it. I wish we had a smaller games like Kill Team or Necromunda. I gotcha. You could try Warcry too, but yeah, Kill Team or Necromunda might do well. If people really liked the more competitive side of Horus Heresy, Kill Team would fit in really well. If they didn't like that and they liked more of the narrative type of Horus Heresy, Kill Team might not appeal to them at all. Necromunda might appeal to them, but also Necromunda just... It doesn't have the same vibe. It's a very different vibe. Oh, hopefully you're going to be able to find something, or just, you know, stick around long enough for people to get their interest back. Here's some skeletons Snyder's been working on. Completed. Very nice. Nice. More skeletones. He's been cranking models out. Absolutely cranking them. Now here is some various stuff from... Who did this? Who was this one? This is Jacob Wallace. We've got kind of an undead cultist type of Vox operator here. And then we've got a cool LED project here. Looks like a Von Ryan's Leaper with an LED lighting him up from underneath. I'm interested to see how more of this. I can't really see a color scheme here. It's kind of getting washed out by the LED, but the effect of it is really cool. It's a really cool underlit effect here, but the issue is I can't really see the rest of the model. It's out of focus. It's washed out by the light. So I don't know if this is actually a completed model or not. It's incompleted, but I don't know if it's an actual completed model because I can't see it. But the effect is really cool. We got a looks like an ultramarine interacting with... Oh, it's punching out of his chest, I think. That's awesome. You got gore all over down there. So it's a Zergling, or not a Zergling, a small Tyranid punching through his chest. That's pretty cool. It looks almost like it's oil soaked. Yeah, absolutely did. Absolutely. Very space horror. Yes, very much so. And here we've got a really cool Chaos Terminator in bronze with a lot of verdigris. I like this verdigris look. It's very, very nice. It looks like he's either stepping up or getting ready to kick this boulder over, or this rock over, or it looks like he's getting ready to step up onto it. But the verdigris looks really nice. This is a really nice tarnished looking bronze. Excellent. And we've got Assault Terminators here. Nice. I'm not sure if these are in the right category. I'm not sure if these are finished or not. They could be finished, but I don't know for certain if they are, because a lot of, like, there's a lot of stuff that's missing. Like, the lenses aren't done, there's no base. I don't know if these are actually finished or if these were accidentally posted into completed projects versus works in progress, but they look cool for where they are. We've got a Space Marine going over a very cool, like very toxic looking base like that. I like that a lot. Very in action pose. All right, here we've got a little bit of a moon in some toadstools. Looks like a 3D filament print, but it's very, very nice. I like all the greenery. I like all the stone work and this little moss work on there. This is very cool. Very, very cute. Harris was a refuge from 40k. People want to drop pod armies, full tank armies, bike only. Yeah. The option Necromunda looks great, but we don't have printers to get terrain for it. I gotcha. Well, look, if you don't have printers to do the terrain, build the terrain out of trash. Build it out of PVC pipes. You know, before 3D printers, people scratch built terrain, and this is very old man yelling at the sky type of me. But before 3D printing, we took cardboard and foam core and plastic tubes and built the terrain out of those, and there's tons of tutorials out there on how to do that. So without the printers, you still have options. Now, it might not look as neat and tidy as like corridors and things like that, so there is that, but you are not limited to not being able to play Necromunda because you don't have 3D printers. Almost all Necromunda terrain was made out of trash and cereal boxes and things like that. Even with the most recent version of Necromunda. So don't let that stop you. There are hundreds and thousands of videos out there on how to turn other things into terrain and make them look good for games like Necromunda and 40k and even Horus Heresy. So don't let that stop you. Don't let the lack of a 3D printer stop you. Let's see. Got to get going, but I really enjoyed the stream, my good sir. Hey, thank you, Feeling Objective. Have a great rest of your night. 3D printed instance burner, smoke trickles. Oh, Tara, that's really cool. Very nice. White Dwarf used to have instructions on how to make terrain out of trash. Yep, absolutely. Based terrain is fun for arts and crafts. Pringles cans, no one's toilet paper rolls were safe. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. She uses broken up cork boards for rocks. Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of really cool things to do or ways to make terrain. All right, Snyder has more Beastmen, but this was an attempt at doing kind of diseased Beastman skin, and you can see underneath it's got lots of purples and greens underneath the skin. And with it's got like a white or pale skin tone washed over that, makes it look very kind of like bruised underneath. That's very cool. That's a cool underpainting technique. Because remember, acrylic paints are transparent, right? Or they're translucent. So if you do a strong color underneath and then do a thin coat of skin-colored paint over the top, that color underneath will show through. So you can do bruising and decay and things like that underneath the skin, and then just do light coats of skin tone over that, and then it'll look like it's showing through underneath the skin. And that looks like what was happening here. You can also do washes over the top as well. We only play at stores, and our store doesn't accept trash terrain. We don't play at homes. Your store is not a great store then. That's not a good store. But I understand. If they only want real, quote unquote, real terrain, or 3D printed terrain, that's their call, but that sounds insane to me. Like, that legitimately sounds completely out of touch. But that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. There's more of the diseased. I love the bases. Demonic bases is very, very cool. It's a very cool effect for that. Look, it's got the base here. This is probably in progress, and this looks like it's underlit. So it looks like it's doing some OSL almost. Very cool. Yeah, there's more underlit effects. Very nice. There's the whole group there. It sounds like the store either sells or rents terrain. I mean, most stores sell terrain, right? They've got terrain kits. Renting terrain makes sense, but the idea that a store would say, no, you can't, if the terrain isn't like an official terrain kit, or if it's not 3D printed, you can't use it. That sounds crazy to me, because they can make whatever the decision they make, but terrain for decades was repurposed fish tank decorations, train terrain, repurposed in kit bashed trash and things like that, painted so that it looked like a building. Like, you don't want it to just look like cardboard put together. You want to paint it and try to do the best you can, but the fact that they wouldn't let us, that's really strange to me. And I understand not playing in the houses. Like, not everybody's got the room for it, especially if you've got, multiple people. I totally get that. It's just very strange to me. But it is your reality, and that sucks. Hopefully you can convince some people to get back into it or start playing again. Yeah, it does seem kind of shady, but that's weird. All right, and here we've got the last one is, I believe this is our Ragnar. Very nice. Nice wet mud on the base, clean paint job. Lots of nice colors. Very Space Wolf type of eviscerator chainsword. Nice primary colors. Really, I like the fur. Look, it's going to the white into the black and fading in there. Very nice, very nice. Good rich golds. This looks great. This looks really nice. Awesome. All right, that is our I think that is our community showcase. Has anyone added anything since? Has anyone added anything since we started this? Let me go back in and make sure I didn't miss anything. Some of the best 3D printed terrain uses soda cans, Pringles cans. That's a good question, Wolfen. Some of the best 3D printed terrain use soda cans, Pringles cans, etc. Would they take issue with those? Yeah. So, Piotr, is it just terrain made purely out of things that are not 3D printed or actual model kits, or like Wolfen said, could certain elements like cardboard tubes and things like that be used in the terrain, but the rest of it be 3D printed, or the rest of it be a model kit? Is it it have to be a pure model kit or pure 3D printed, or could part of it be made up of not, well, repurposed materials? I was browsing somewhat and saw someone had made a portable Necromunda terrain box. It's a whole vertical game board that opens up. I've seen some vertical game boards. That'd be really, really cool. But I don't know if I've seen that one. If you've got a link for that or any pictures of it, I'd love to see that in the Discord so that I can see that. Let me try to find it. Yeah, no worries. If you can, great. If you can't, no worries. All right, I need to check the Discord to see if anybody else has added anything that I missed. No. Okay, cool. Has anyone else added? Okay, so if we're about to, we're gonna have another break here because it's been about an hour going over the community spotlight. So we're gonna do a break, and then when we come back, that is when we're going to do the giveaway for the Wolmendoot miniatures. So if you are interested in entering the giveaway, you do need to go over to the Discord. There's a link to the Discord in my About section or my About panels, and on Twitch. On my bio in TikTok, there is there's a link to my LinkedIn, to my link tree, which has got a link to the Discord there. So you're welcome to hop in over there and then go to the Wolmendoot giveaway channel, and you can enter into the giveaway there. Now you can see in there the examples of the miniatures I painted. You will be getting fresh prints of these miniatures as part of this giveaway. So if you're interested in entering the giveaway, hop over there and enter in over there. It doesn't cost anything unless you're outside of the US, in which case, you know, we'll figure out how to get you this stuff without having to ship it over. We'll figure out a different way to do this. Thank you, Nerdy Tokyo. Appreciate that. All right, everybody, we're going to run a 3-minute ad here, and then we are going to get ready to do the giveaway. So we'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes.
Home, I wanna shut my eyes when I realize that your disguise is full of lies. Can't get you off my mind. Can't get you off my mind. Can't get you off my mind. Every night I talk, every night I dream, every night I wonder what it would be like to come on in, yeah. Come on in, yeah. Come on in, yeah. Can't get you off my mind. Can't get you off my mind. Can't get you off my mind. Every night I talk, every night I dream, every night I wonder what it would be like to come on in, yeah. Come on in, yeah. Come on in, yeah. Can't get you off my mind. Can't get you off my mind. Can't get you off my mind. Every night I talk, every night I dream, every night I wonder what it would be like to come on in, yeah. Come on in, yeah. Yeah. coming home. I wanna shut my eyes when I realize that your disguise is full of lies. Can't get you off my mind. 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 Every night I talk, every night I dream, every night I wonder what it would be like to come on in, yeah, come on in, yeah, come on in, yeah, come on in, yeah, yeah. I gotta tell you something, gonna lose my faith, yeah. I gotta be honest with you, gonna lose my faith, yeah. Can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind, can't get you off my mind.
Okay. Sorry about that. I got catnapped. I sat down really quick and she decided that she was going to hang out. You're okay, baby. You want down? This is Callie. This is my baby. Okay, here you go, baby. Went down now. She doesn't like being near the computer for whatever reason. Okay. All right. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? We're going to get ready to do our giveaway for the Wolmendoot miniatures. And just so you guys can see, these are, if you search Wolmendoot on Google, you will find the Myconid miniatures page. These are STLs you can buy, but these were kind enough to be printed out by Myconid Minis and given to the stream as extras to give away. So here's the Bat Mini, and you can see there all of their hands are socketed. So you get all of these extra different pieces. There's guitars, there's panpipes, there's a bow, there's a magic staff, there's shields, daggers, and then of course we also have more weapons over here. Fists, open and closed fists. Got a battle axe, long sword, things like that. So there's a bunch of different hand options. Each one of these miniatures has socketed hands, so you can add in whatever you want. This is the Mossling. It's kind of a dryad slash dwarf kind of mix. And then we've got our goat person as well. These are just the first 3 miniatures that they've produced in the Wolmendoot line. There's a bunch more coming out. Going to be doing other versions as well, so we'll probably be painting more of those down the line, and so just keep an eye out for those. But all of this is what's going to be given away in the giveaway tonight. So again, if anybody is interested in entering for that, hop into the Discord, go to the Wolmendoot giveaway page and register your interest in entering the giveaway there. If not, we'll give everybody a couple minutes. We've got 7 entrants right now. 7 people have entered interest in getting these miniatures. If you don't want to do the giveaway and you're still interested in these miniatures, look up Minis by Myconid, and you'll be able to find a store there where you can buy those miniatures as well. All right. It doesn't look like we've had anybody else enter in the giveaway since this morning. That's perfectly fine. We'll give everybody a little bit more time here. And then I have pulled up a random.org. I've created a spreadsheet with all of the entrants' names on it. We'll use random.org to randomly select one of the people to win the giveaway. Now, while we're waiting, we can take a look at this guy again, maybe do a little bit more work. We'll give it a few minutes before we actually do the actual giveaway. Give people plenty of time to enter in if they want to. I don't want to rob anybody of an opportunity to get free minis if they want them. So start defining some more of these shapes here. We'll do some dark lining to make sure things get called out in detail or defined in detail here too. Check here. Okay, do cool. Thank you for entering. We'll make sure we add you to the things. How do we enter? Never mind, found it. Okay, cool. You found it. Awesome. Now, keep in mind, if you are outside of the US, we will figure out a different way for you to get these minis. Either I can ship them if you help cover the shipping, or if these are available, via STL or something, we can make sure you get them that way as well. Minis by Myconid. Let me make sure. Got this here. Okay, so they're not selling the STLs; they're selling the physical models. So we'll figure out how to get that to anybody outside of the U.S. and get these minis to them, or we'll figure out a solution there. So no worries. Just want to make sure that we're okay. I will. We will absolutely check that out, Nerdy Tokyo. Okay. Stop this. So let's go ahead and get ready to do the giveaway. Here is the the giveaway. We've got 8 entrants for the giveaway here, and then whoever wins I will contact on Discord using their username and let them know, and then we'll work it out from there. So we've got the 8 entrants here. We go to random.org, make sure it's set to 1 to 8, and when we set get sequence, this will create this will populate values from 1 to 8 in a column. The one at the very top is the winner, so it won't go 1 through 8. It'll do a random order of 1 through 8. Whichever value is at the very top, that's the line number of the winner. So like if we do this and it populates to, it's got 3 at the very top, and then it's like 2, 4, 6, 8, you know, things like that underneath that. 3 would be this one. You know, that's how we're going to do it here. So we're going to go ahead and get ready. Is anybody else want to enter into the giveaway? We're going to give you about 10 seconds. So either enter into the giveaway and let me know, or pop into the chat and say, hey, I'm entering, give me a second, just so I don't ignore you by accident. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Mini probably, I'm trying, but I can't find it. It is... There's Nerdy Tokyo. Okay, we got Nerdy Tokyo as well. We got 9 now, and then Mint is trying to find it. Mint Nerdy Tokyo just put a link in the Twitch chat. Click on that, and that'll take you to the channel in the Discord. And you can enter in there. Thank you for speaking up and letting me know, because I don't want to exclude anyone. It is in the Wolmendoot giveaway, which is in the same section as the general conversation section. Wait, take out Do Cool. That was me before I changed my name. Oh, okay. I thought that was you, and I was confused for a second. But we'll take out. And we'll take that out. And then we'll pop back over here. Oh, here we go. Pizza Boy! Alright. Anyone else trying to enter? I don't pay for Discord, so I have to do the per server name thing manual. I got you, Nerdy Tokyo. I got you. I understand. I don't pay for Discord either. Anybody else? Okay, we're going to go ahead and close the entries now. We're no longer taking entries. We've got 9 possible winners here, and we're going to go ahead and click a Get Sequence. Again, this sequence, the top value in this sequence, that is the line number of the winner on this spreadsheet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whichever one of those is the top value in this sequence is the winner. Number 2, Grunge. That is Romans. Romans, you have won the Wolmendoot giveaway. Congratulations. Good luck. Yeah, thank you guys for wishing everyone luck. I really appreciate that. Here is the sequence that we received. 294158763. The number 1 is 2. That means it is line entry number 2 who is the winner. So I will be reaching out to Grunge and who is Romans in chat, and they will be getting the Wolmendoot miniatures. Thank you all so much for your patience as we worked this out. I really appreciate it. We're going to go back to the painting screen here. That didn't take very long, and I'm going to take a screenshot of this so that I have the sequence, because it's not going to save the sequence otherwise. I'm going to choose to take a screenshot of everything, so we got it time stamped. We will save this. So save that sequence, and then we're going to save the a screenshot of the spreadsheet. Wolmendoot away. Okay, got both of those saved here, so I can go ahead and close those so we don't have to worry about that. All right. Oh, let's dive back in to... Oh, thank you all for the... I'm sure all of these people have... This was a long time ago and I completely missed it, but thank you all very much for the gifts over on TikTok. I appreciate that. And congratulations to the winners. Thank you all for participating. I very much appreciate it. And I'm sure we will have more in the future as we paint more Wolmendoot and if we do other stuff for other companies. I'm sure we'll have some more. I don't do a ton of giveaways just because I just don't do the legwork that required to like ask for stuff for giveaways. So like at my birthday or things like that, I haven't really done a lot of work to secure giveaway stuff just because I just haven't done the legwork, frankly. And if that's something you guys want to do more often, it's something we can definitely look into. I don't want to force giveaways onto a community that maybe isn't looking for them. I definitely don't want this to be a giveaway focused community by any means, but if it's something that would be cool or helpful, and it's something we can certainly do maybe a little bit more often. But again, it's not something I want the community to be focused on. But giveaways are nice. A nice way to get support from companies and show you guys how much I appreciate you in addition to everything else that we do. But again, I don't want it to be the focus of the community. I'm always very leery about things like that. It's like, I don't want that to be the reason people are here to get free stuff. I want them to be here to learn and to share amongst each other. That's my goal. So if it's something you guys want to do more often, we can definitely look into it. It's just I haven't done it a whole lot because I've been leery of it. So here I'm dark lining some of these areas. Now here on the top of the helmet, that dark lining isn't terribly realistic, just because the light source from above would wash those out a little bit. But here we're making a decision between what's realistic and what helps the miniature read a little bit better, and we can clean this up a little bit, but we do want some kind of simulated cast shadows for these details so things stand out from everything. Otherwise, all of these shallow details that are frankly very shallow and not very distinct from one another, they will all blend together and they will all be lost in a visual jumble and make the whole thing look very overly complex and difficult to see. So the dark lining really helps a lot. We'll do additional shading work here as well. Those little divots for the rivets or for the bolts, we're gonna fill those in with darker lines there so that they have some brightness as well. And we're doing that with our warm gray. Start going under here, underneath. It's for each one of these plates, underneath the knee protection, here along the shin, where these flexible plates are. Okay. Now we need to go a little higher. About to step outside to do a bunch of priming of these orcs, at least the ones that have completed base textures on. Awesome, Nerdy. Very, very cool. Make sure to, keep it ventilated. You're stepping outside, so you should be good. So here we're going to go in with a light kind of golden tan for highlighting onto the kind of a brighter highlight on the uniform here. This might end up being too bright, and that's okay. If it is, we'll just blend it in. It's one of the nice things, if you mess up or if something's too bright, it's very easy to just let it dry, because acrylic paints dry very quickly, and then you can just go back over them. You can paint right back over them, and you're still good. You're still in a good spot. Hey, baby, what you doing? Stay away from the plugs, please. She's very curious when the door's open. So she tends to wander around, and when she gets close to my awful cable management, I get very nervous. She has turned off my computer before by accident. So try to push her away from those, as you can imagine. There we go. Got some kind of tubing inside the clothing here, so I made sure that I kept those separate. Then we worked on the some of the folds. There's some areas where the folds could be brought back in and made sure that they're a little bit more visible, a little bit more blended. That way they're not, just solid chunks of color, and we've got some nuance to the folds. Forgot I need to turn off the Wolmendoot timers now. Here we go. Disable. Okay, cool. That is now disabled. Don't want to be announcing a giveaway that doesn't exist anymore. It's looking proper military colors here. I'm liking that. Let's see. Do I have a light warm gray? There it is. Bright warm gray. Boom. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'm going to mix 50-50 of our warm gray and our bright warm gray to get something in between. That way I'm not doing a really harsh jump. And then I'm going to make sure there's not too much on the brush. And I am going to kind of spread this out a little bit. I'm going to also use this to edge highlight some of the side areas facing sideways. So that those details catch light and don't go over the dark edge, the dark lining. This is all supposed to help these details be more better rendered, so they're more visible, and it's just easier to read the details of the helmet with this extra highlighting here, yeah, especially the edge highlighting on some of the areas that are facing to the side. There we go. And then we'll take this and we'll do the same thing on some of these panels here. and highlight here. And make sure that that is caught there. That's lit up. And then we've got our there, here. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? No, we're being kind of silent here, but I'm feeling kind of in the flow for this a little bit. Romans, if you're still here, you won the Wolmendoot giveaway. So I will be reaching out to you to make sure that when we meet next, I have those. I don't know if you're still here or not. I saw you put exclamation point read, so I don't know if that was just you did that while you were muted or not, but you won the giveaway for the Wolmendoot miniatures. Who's probably on mute. That's okay. Okay, so one thing I remember from looking at a bunch of Titanfall stuff is the pilots tend to have kind of like glowy blue or glowy parts of their helmets. And while this guy doesn't have like a super obvious visor, there's a couple points that I think look like sensors and I'm gonna make them green. Or I'm gonna make them blue. We're gonna no, we're not gonna make them blue. We're gonna make them my favorite jade color here. Kraken skin, wizard's orb. We're gonna give it some punchiness. Once again, thank you all for the follows. Thank you all for the likes. Thank you all for the questions. I hope you're all having a good time. Let's make sure this gets mixed up. These are older Army Painter paints. The war paints, the original war paints line. They separate really badly, but I still use a couple of them because the new war paints line doesn't carry this particular set of colors, and it's my favorite, like jade type of colors. The new line doesn't have them at all. So I bought a bunch of these, and these, you know, they're still usable. We just gotta work with them a little bit. Time for the zoom in glasses. Oh, there's a little bit of overlap on some of the glow that I'm doing here, so I'm gonna pull it back on a couple spots here because I don't want the glow to be super strong. I want there to be a little bit of a feel of a glow. but not a ton, because glow does fall off very, very quickly. If you're interested in learning more about how quickly glow falls off from a light source, look up the inverse square law, and it says that every time you double the distance from the light source to a surface that the light source is hitting. So if you've got like a light source here and a wall here, every time it travels one, if you've got a light source that's here and a wall that's a foot away, when the light hits the wall, that's how much light hits it at 1 inch away. Now, if you double that and make it 2 inches, you're not, half the light isn't hitting the wall. 1/4 of the light is hitting the wall. So every time you go farther and farther back by a set amount, every single time it reduces by a fourth. It reduces by a fourth. So, or you can think of it this way. Every time you move back 1 foot, the light is reduced by a square. And this is why it's called the inverse square law. That's a really, really bad explanation. Eric Swinson did a really cool video where he responded to a video by Squidmar, and he does a really good job of explaining the inverse square law. You can also look up James Gurney's book on light and color, and he explains it there as well. So there is a formula for seeing how quickly light falls off from a light source, and it's really, really interesting. I don't think that's the same volume. Is that protrusion only on one side of the model? I don't know if this same shape is over here too. No, it is. At least it seems like it is. But I'm not getting the brush control I need to dot this eye very well. So let's try this again. There we go. That's better. So here's a question. Should we also have, yeah, I think I do want some there in the middle. May not be what it's for, but I think that will look cooler if we've got another lens right in the middle here. very, very carefully. Have another lens there. Oh, I think that looks cool. What do y'all think? I know I was totally blocking off everything, but I have bad eyes and I can't see, so that's 100% my fault, but I think that looks pretty sweet. Baby, come on, down. You don't need to be back there. Get away from my wires. Sweetie. Callie, you don't need to be back there. Make me nervous. Come on. Let's go out. Come on. No. Other way. Out. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Okie dokie. Sorry about that. Evict my cat really quickly. So this is where we are so far. I think I'm liking the way this is going. I do want to add in some color into the cloak here. I want to add in some patterns or something. We're going to do that. I'm going to do that with some burgundy because I haven't used burgundy a whole lot lately, and I do want to use that. I'm going to look up some patterns to do on the cloak, on the scarf, because I want it to be kind of neutral, but I also want it to look really interesting, and you know, have a splash of color there. So here on the last little bit of the stream, we're gonna take in some light umber here and just work in, bring up some of the brightness on some of this scarf here. I like the idea of this scarf being here. It reminds me very much of like a World War I pilot who's wearing this scarf to protect his neck from chafing while he's looking around. Or if you remember the Snoopy cartoons where imagine he's an English ace fighting the Red Baron, or he's the Red Baron, depending on how what the daydream is at that point. This scarf kind of reminds me of that. A more gallant time of aerial combat and gentlemanly behavior, and some not so gentlemanly behavior, to be fair. Kind of harkens back to that a little bit. But we'll keep on bringing the brightness to this scarf, and then we'll work in the burgundy here as well. I don't know if we'll do it on this stream, most likely not, but we can bring up the brightness and bring in some gold here. Bring in some highlighting. Okay. Let's see, 25 or so minis and a couple of big assemblies primed. Also, if she wasn't meant to be back there, you shouldn't use Cat 5 cables. Ah. That's funny. That's funny. She's doing her job. She's inspecting the cables, right? The Cat 5s. I don't think I'm not even using Cat 5s. So it's funny joke. It's funny. Okay, we're gonna snooze the ad so we don't get ambushed here. And we're gonna call it here, I think. Alright, so this is where we are with the miniatures so far. We need to do edge highlighting on the black areas. And then, I mean, at that point, he's basically ready for tabletop, but there's a lot more that I want to do. Like, I want to keep refining stuff. I don't want to just leave it at this. But, yeah, no, I feel pretty good about this color scheme. It's nice and military looking. It's still got some cool colors to it. It allows us to do some nice poppy lens colors. I like that. And then, yeah. We'll see how much farther we can take this, especially adding in color into the scarf. Definitely want to add some patterns in here somehow. All right, thank you all so much for being here tonight. I very much appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and stop the live stream on YouTube now. So that's done, and then we're going to go ahead and end the stream over on